All right, everyone, let me know in the comments section, who do you guys want as the next Cowboys head coach? Throw them all out there. We got a bunch of great ideas and some terrible ones. You put Tony Romo in, I'm going to block you from the show. I'm kidding, but not really. So let me know in the comments coming up my top candidates. We begin at number 12, Josh McDaniels, who's been linked before. I don't know if it makes the most sense. Now, McDaniels, no doubt about it, great offensive mind. Problem is, he was terrible with the Broncos, which worked out fine for, other coaches like Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick. He also nuked some bridges when he bailed on the Colts. Frankly, for McDaniels, stay with the Patriots, take over once Belichick leaves, or go somewhere where you can have GM powers, which also you don't want to do if you're the Cowboys. So he's there at number 12, worth mentioning, but I don't think so. Number 11, Ron Rivera. And ever since his firing, he's been linked, I'd say, fairly heavily. I don't really get it. Like, Ron Rivera is the same thing as Jason Garrett. Since 2011, when Rivera, became the Cowboys full-time, or when Garrett became the Cowboys full-time coach and Rivera took over in Carolina, they're the same, guys. All that separates them is Ron Rivera made it to the Super Bowl when he had Cam Newton MVP season. Like, almost same amount of winning seasons, almost identical playoff marks. Like, they are the same coach. Now, I like Rivera. I think he's a solid head coach. But this is like going from a C- to a C+. Does that really move the needle enough? I don't think so. I'm going to pass on Rivera. I'm not hating on him, but the Cowboys can and should do better. Some other names who missed the cut that I'm sure we'll see in the comments section. Sean Payton, don't get your hopes up. I don't think Nick Saban comes back. Don't think Bob Stoops comes back either. Jim Harbaugh, I am so conflicted on Harbaugh because he's been better for Michigan. Also hasn't won enough at Michigan. And do you want a guy in that stage? I don't know. I like Brian Daboll, a dark horse name, but I don't think he's in the mix so much for the Cowboys job. I promise you this, by the way, as we go through my top 12. Nobody out there is going to devote more time and energy and videos to keeping you guys updated on the coaching search. We'll be live when Garrett gets fired. I do say when. We'll be live with all the rumors on him. And heck, we're going to take an even more expansive look. We'll go through like 50 different candidates at some point as the search goes on. Subscribe here to the Cowboys, where we just hit 43K, 45 and 50 coming up real soon. Number 10, Dan Mullen over at Florida. Mentioned as an option by Daniel Jeremiah of NFL.com. He fits Dak, and that's a big deal for your organization. You better have a good offensive mind to maximize in an offensive-minded league. Now, Mullen has said he'd listen if an NFL team called. The Cowboys are the one that makes sense. Other jobs, Redskins, Panthers, Browns, if that one comes open, don't know if that really moves the needle in the same way. But for Mullen and the Cowboys, not the best fit, but it is one worth mentioning. Now, I understand this concern too. Do you want a college guy who's never coached in the NFL? All of the guys we're going through, they have red flags. There is a problem with all of them because that's how life is. Heck, Belichick failed his previous job. That was red flag for him, ended up not mattering. So do you want a college head coach? A for yes, B for no. I am on board as long as you make note of this. Regardless of what coach you hire, college, NFL, there is going to be an adjustment period. And beyond that, you might fire Jason Garrett and get worse. It's a gamble. It's one you have to take, but it is still a possibility. All right, number 9, and next on my list is Dan Campbell, the assistant head coach and tight ends coach of the New Orleans Saints. He's been head coach before, interim with the Dolphins. The issue with this, and this is why I'm not as sold on Dan Campbell. I think he is a great leader of men. That's a big deal. Has some Cowboys ties, played for them, of course. But he is not a scheme guy. That's not who Dan Campbell is. He's not even the OC. He's the tight ends coach. That's not his role. So if you bring in Dan Campbell, you still need a good OC and defensive help. isn't that kind of where we're at right now with Garrett? I think Campbell would be an upgrade potentially over Garrett. I just don't know if you want another walk-around head coach. Campbell makes some sense, but if you do, maybe there's some other options out there that we'll get to in a little bit. Got a deal for you guys as well. Want that Cowboys hat or a different one? Up to 50% off. chatsports.com/Cowboys hats. One more time, that's chatsports.com/Cowboys hats. Check the description, check the comments. The link is in there. Now, if you're not a hat guy, I got you covered. chatsports.com/Cowboys. That gear up to 50%. I'm talking, they got hoodies on sale, hat, t-shirt combos, shoes. They got everything on sale now, and more deals will come up as the year goes on. chatsports.com/Cowboys. Again, that deal is up to 50% off. Number 8. I don't have that many defensive minds on here, but one of them, Robert Saleh, the Niners defensive coordinator. He's gone from hot seat to hot name in 1 year. Niners defense is great, and if you value this, the adjustment period won't even be that bad. The scheme Robert Saleh runs, not that different to Chris Richard's. I think Saleh's a little bit better of a coach so far right now. I've seen this name in there many times. Mike McCarthy checks in at number 7, the former Packers head coach. Clearly once back in the game, and he's moved up my list because he's saying all the right things about coming back and taking time off. Here was his quote about analytics. I've looked into every team in the league and their commitment to analytics and technology and video. Because everybody has analytics, it has to be part of your everyday operation to show up on Sundays. Mike McCarthy is exactly right. That has got to be your mindset. If it's not, you're stuck in the past and you're playing at a disadvantage. Even if it only helps you 5% in terms of your chances of winning, why wouldn't you do it? That's bad operating there. Now, my concern is that is McCarthy serious about that, or is it lip service to us nerds? Because it did not end well in Green Bay, and some of the issues the Cowboys had, I saw him in Green Bay too. So I'm open to it. I would not hate it, but he better be honest and be telling the truth about what he wants to do, and hopefully that time off did help him. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. All right, number 6, keeping it in-house a little bit here, is Matt EBERFLUS, the Colts defensive coordinator. EBERFLUS coached the Cowboys from 2011 to 2017. The defense has shown growth under him. My concern is this. I need an outside hire. I don't want an internal guy. Rashard, Kellen Moore, not on my list. I ain't interested in those guys. I like what EBERFLUS has done. I think he would have interest in the Cowboys head coaching job. I don't know if he's going to get a true chance at it. He's number 6 on my list. I wouldn't hit it that much, but I do have bigger names in mind inside my top 5. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, boom. Extra 60 coming your way for free. Chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code Cowboys120. Yourself some extra free betting money. All right, number 5, Eric Bieniemy. Sleeping with the Bieniemy here. Chiefs OC does not call the plays. That is a negative, I think, on his resume. That's why he's maybe not top 3 or higher here. But let's be honest with ourselves. We don't want to scout the helmet, but Andy Reid OC, that hire works out pretty damn well. And he interviewed for 4 jobs last year. The Bengals, the Bucks, the Jets, and the Dolphins. He will get interviews this year, if only to satisfy the Rooney Rule in the NFL. Maybe the Cowboys are among those teams. I would have interest. It would not be a bad hire, but I wonder if you can do just a little bit better. All right, number 4. Remember how I mentioned the walk-around CEO-style head coach in Dan Campbell? Matt Rhule, I think, is a better option. He has NFL experience, coached for the Giants, and the job he has done at Baylor is truly incredible. He is the exact type of program builder you want. And for NFL teams, Matt Rhule is going to be at the top of the list for many of them. Watch out for the Giants. First year at Baylor, coming off the sexual assault scandal, Art Briles getting fired, and losing all these players. 1-11. No one was surprised. Next year, wow, they went 7-6. That's quite a job. This year, 11-2, only lost Oklahoma. Damn, that's good. I mean, that's incredible, right? Now, maybe this is your argument against Matt Rhule. If I were rebuilding, Matt Rhule might be even higher on my list. I don't think the Cowboys are that far away. I think Matt Rhule is a fantastic builder. If you think your culture needs to be changed drastically, I think Matt Rhule's a good fit. That's why he's in my top 5. I would like this hire. I would like it a lot. I wonder, though, if the Cowboys are targeting somebody a little bit more notable. Now, fun game here, and we'll give a prize maybe if someone gets it exactly right. Predict when Jason Garrett gets fired. Let's be real here. We know Garrett's not coming back. They ain't going to make the playoffs. If they do, they're going to be like 1-done or maybe get lucky and win one game. Like, they're not going to do anything in the postseason. They're not good enough. They are not mentally tough enough to do anything. So predict when Jason Garrett is fired. You can just say the day, Monday. Post this 3 days after week 17. I will give bonus points if anybody can name the time where it comes out. I will go 9:47 a.m. Monday morning. Jason Garrett will not be back as Cowboys head coach. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments section. All right, number 3, Greg Roman. Many of you mentioned him. I'm down. No head coaching experience, but the job he has done everywhere he's gone has been impressive. And just off the charts, great job with Lamar Jackson. Did it maximize Colin Kaepernick? Maximize Tyrod Taylor? Roman is not the biggest name, but it is a sensible, if a little bit, less risky of our. There's risk involved because I've never been a head coach. But if the NFL moving more and more towards, geez, I need an offensive guy leading the way, the Cardinals hired a fired college coach. Let that sink in. I'd rather have Greg Roman between those two. All right, number 2, Urban Meyer. I mentioned this earlier, and we will continue to mention it. It makes some sense, right? Maximize Zeke Elliott, has expressed interest. I will make note, although Urban did express interest in the past tense and has rumored to have interest in the job as well, beyond just that comment, he also told others he doesn't miss coaching as much. You can take it whichever way you want to. I believe there is some interest in Urban Meyer. The Cowboys, though, not the only job he has reportedly drawn interest in or interest about. Browns, Redskins also there. So for Meyer, great everywhere he's been. I got concerns about the medical because either A, he's had to leave 2 jobs because he wasn't healthy. That's a big deal. Or injuries were made up and he quit 2 jobs when the going got tough. That's a big concern for me. So he's number 2. I'm on board with it. I don't think it's also as home run of a hire as maybe everyone thinks it is, or could be at least. But number 1 hasn't changed, guys. I'm not going to change here. It's Lincoln Riley. Everybody in the NFL wants him. I mean, go look at other fan bases. They're like, we can get Lincoln Riley. I'll let you guys in on a secret. Lincoln Riley probably isn't going to leave for the NFL. At least not for 90% of the NFL jobs. He's not going to go to Cleveland. He's not going to go to Atlanta. Lincoln Riley has his pick of job. If he wants a head coaching job in the NFL, he'll probably get it. He is he's probably the premier young offensive mind out there. Him and Sean McVay and Shanahan are kind of as young still. But Oklahoma is an elite job. Gets paid a ton of money, wins 10-plus games every single year, wins the Big 12, plays in the CFP, and Norman loves him. Tough sell to leave that job when you got way more job security. Here's your sell, though. Lincoln, look how patient we were with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones was with Jason Garrett. Come in, bring in your better offense. Now here's Dak Prescott, who's way better than Jalen Hurts, and better than Kyler Murray, and better than Baker Mayfield. Look how they did this year in the NFL, for example. We're going to plug him in with Amari Cooper. We'll give you another receiver, too. And Look at all this money. Jerry just throwing you money. Here's $10 million. Take it. Done deal, right? Oh, and if it fails 5 years from now, that's okay. Go take the Tennessee head coaching job or the Texas head coaching job. You'll be fine. So Lincoln Riley, my number one pick. I want someone who can either A, be an elite leader of men. That's Matt Rhule, for example. Or I want someone who brings you a scheme advantage. I need my head coach to give me an advantage on the field. So far, that's not Jason Garrett. Lincoln Riley gives me that on the offensive side of the ball. Now, make no mistake, defensive coordinator, gonna be important. But he's my number one target. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.